So today I'm going to talk a little bit about what can we do nutrition-wise to boost our immunity, especially now COVID's on the rise. There are so many viruses on the rise right now, just a lot going on. And of course, sometimes we can't really avoid it. We can do the best we can, like wearing masks and just, practicing like proper hygiene, washing hands, things of that sort. But there are also things that we can do to help our immunity, A, to hopefully prevent from getting those viruses, but B, also when we do get these viruses, how can we get through them quickly? And so, of course, there are things like doing vaccines, like a COVID vaccine, a flu shot, which are also things to kind of help you get through that. But there are also things that we can do nutrition-wise. And one of those things is really just eating a variety of foods, eating foods from all different food groups. Eat the rainbow. That's like, I think, a term that people use a lot, but it's really true. Eating fruits and veggies, whole foods of different colors, have so many different types of vitamins and minerals and antioxidants and immune boosting ingredients and nutrients. And so it's really, really important to make sure that we are eating, different colors, whole foods, whole grains, lean protein. Sam, I know, is making something that uses tomatoes and pepper. So that's a really nice, the red antioxidants, the red color is great, full of vitamin C, which is, again, very, very helpful in terms of immune boosting. And today I make like a fish recipe, a red snapper recipe, which again is a very lean protein. And also all of that together can be very, very helpful in just keeping our immune system up to par, which is really all we can do.
Just because we talked about immunity and the cold weather outside, I'm going to do a soup today. I saw this online, this recipe. I actually, it looked yummy. I've never been crazy about roasted peppers, but I did this recipe and I think it's probably one of the best soups I ever tasted. It's so good and I really want to share it. So I'm going to get started. Right, these are the things you're going to need. I have some red peppers. They're going to go in the oven. Everything is roasted on 400 for about 45 minutes. So it's really just like basically like rough chop. So we're just going to put this, on the baking sheet. So we're going to put some red peppers. Right. Then we're going to chop up an onion, rough chop, like this. Okay. Just like that. I just took the head off the garlic. These were very, very tiny garlic, so I took the head off, but you're only supposed to use half. So I'd probably use the whole thing because it's such a small garlic. Just put it right on the tray, skin and all, on the tray. Right, then I have some carrots, like about an inch, chop them up about an inch. Right, so we're going to put them on the tray. Then some cauliflower in florets, chopped up. And then I'm going to do some tomatoes. We're using 3 tomatoes, all right, and we're going to put them in wedges, all right. So I actually like to take the quick off my tomatoes, so. And the skin should be up on the peppers, so skin up, just so you get that nice crust. Right, and there is your tomatoes. These are fairly big, these tomatoes, so we'll just go for about that. Right, then I'm using cayenne pepper, smoked paprika, and salt. In the recipe, it required cumin. I'm not going to use cumin. I'm not a crazy fan of cumin. I use these and they were perfect. So I'm going to just get the seasoning all over. I put all my seasoning in one, all the amounts. A bit enough. Right, so that's your seasoning. Right, then a little bit of olive oil over the top. And there's a little bit of olive oil. And then that's going to go in the oven, like I said, for about 40-45 minutes. I already made one tray. So this is how your ingredients come out. You can see like the roasted red peppers and the cauliflower, the onions, tomatoes. So what we're going to do, we're going to put, once they're cooked, in the blender. I'm going to put more there. It looks so much on the tray, but when you're done, it actually is only like a little bit. Oh, and then with the garlic, you see here, you're just going to squeeze it out the skin. Push the rest of that in. And like good stuff. And then you're going to heat up your broth. So I have some broth here. I just heated it up a little while ago. It's just semi-warm, just to make a liquid. And then we're going to put the soup back in. You use 2.5 cups of this, but I wouldn't use it all to blend. You can put it in the stove top after and heat it up so it's nice and hot. I'm going to blend for 1 minute. You see this soup, like really yummy. And then we're going to put that back in the broth. And then just heat it up. Get it so you desire. See, nice and smooth. Really is like good. Finally, just squeeze half a lemon, and that should bring all your flavors together. So, let it get nice and hot and big those. All right, so here it is, the finish. And I did it with a grilled cheese and whole wheat bread. You can make these into croutons if you want and put them on the top. I chose not to. I just figured it was so good. The soup, you don't even need it. Kiwis are everywhere, so I actually took it upon myself just to cut up some kiwis, and they're so good for you. They're full of vitamin C and K and, you know, plenty of antioxidants. And my water of the week is pomegranate and lime.
I'm doing an air fryer recipe. This can also definitely be done in the oven, but this can be made this took 7 minutes to make in the air fryer, and it's a full meal. So I'm doing a red snapper with some lemon on top. I always like to add lemon, especially in the air fryer. I find it keeps things like juicier, and then with some Brussels sprouts. So I like in my air fryer, especially when using fish, I like to use a parchment paper. So I have my fish and everything's going to go on this parchment paper. So I have my little air fry basket here. I have my fish here. What I'm going to do then is sometimes I put the lemon at the bottom of the skin. I find it helps keep it juicy, but I'm going to put it now on the top of the skin. And I think that it will keep the skin a little bit crispier. So I put my lemon on top. Then I'm going to take my Brussels sprouts. I just did enough to make sure that I have enough like for one serving. So we're not making a ton of Brussels sprouts, but I know we're making enough for one serving. So I put that around. Doesn't matter whether it's up or down, whether the cut part's up or down, or whatever is really easier for you. Then I take avocado oil. You can do olive oil as well. I just have that. I like it in a spray form because I feel like it just more evenly coats, but it doesn't really matter, whatever you guys want or have. Then for the seasoning, I do a little bit of oregano. I try to not put so much oregano on the Brussels sprouts just because I don't like it as much, but I put most of it on the fish. And then the rest of the seasonings go on the Brussels sprouts as well. So I'm using a smoked paprika because I think it goes so nicely on a red snapper. It's a really nice flavor profile. That's going to go on the red snapper as well as on the Brussels sprouts. Already it looks so pretty and so many colors like we spoke about before, even the rainbow, making sure we're getting all those nutrients and antioxidants that we spoke about, and then some garlic powder. And then you can add any real seasoning that you want, but this is less is more. That's like my motto when it comes to fish and poultry and meat. I like to keep things really, really simple. So everything's here. We're going to put that into the air fryer basket. We may need to fix it up a little bit. I just wanted to kind of show you guys how we did it. We're going to put it into the air fryer for 7 minutes on about 375, and you will have yourself an entire meal ready. The skin got super, super crispy. You can also If you are doing this in the oven, what I recommend to make the skin crispy is to put the skins on this red snapper, is to put it on a very little bit of oil on the stove first and get the skin crispy, and then just continue cooking in the oven for a few minutes. And that will keep the skin really, really crispy, which this is. The lemon wedges were on the bottom this time, and then I put them at the top so they didn't get all air fried, which is sometimes why I like to keep them at the bottom in the air fryer. And then the Brussels sprouts, again, really, really crispy and delicious.